The $16.1 billion Gateway program is set to transform the railway line between Newark, New Jersey and the heart of New York City in impressive ways. The foundation for this mega-project was laid due to the deteriorating condition of the more than 110-year-old single-track tunnels. Will they modify the existing tunnels or build new ones from scratch? And is the project truly worth $16 billion? Let's find out. The primary goal of this project is to increase capacity and efficiency while improving the reliability of the railway track between New York City and points west and south. The more than 110-year-old single-track tunnels have deteriorated over time, especially after sustaining damage from flooding during Superstorm Sandy in 2012. Interestingly, the idea of upgrading these tunnels isn't new. If you followed construction project news in 2010, you might recall that work had begun on a different rail tunnel under the Hudson River known as Access to the Region's Core, ARC. However, before a similar funding agreement could be signed with the federal government, then New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, a Republican, canceled the project. While our focus is on the current developments, it's worth noting that Christie halted the project because he believed New Jersey was carrying too much of the financial burden. Donald Trump has also denied this plan during his previous term. Senator Charles Schumer said, "Ever since Governor Christie pulled out the funds, I knew we had to do something. There were lots of twists and turns. Donald Trump said, 'You build a wall, maybe I'll give you Gateway.' I told him, NFW. We're gonna get this done on our own." However, as time passed, the need for new tunnels grew given the significance of New York City. With an estimated GDP of $1.2 trillion, the city stands as a major economic hub for the country. The New York metropolitan area is the most populous in the U.S., home to 20.1 million residents, with over 1 million commuters traveling in and out of the city every day. Given its importance, New York has made remarkable progress in the history of the civil construction industry. For example, the North River tunnels, a pair of rail tunnels, were considered engineering marvels when they were first introduced in 1910. They serve as a critical travel route on the busy Northeast Corridor line. During their peak years, these tunnels operated 24 hours a day, handling a high volume of traffic. Even today, they accommodate approximately 450 trains per weekday. However, due to years of neglect, their condition has significantly deteriorated. The damage is becoming increasingly hard to ignore, with persistent moisture and electrical issues affecting operations. If left unaddressed, the tunnels could eventually become unusable. Currently, commuters are experiencing frequent delays due to reliance on just one inbound and one outbound track, leading to growing frustration and declining confidence in the service. Now, if we talk about New York Penn Station, it has been receiving increasingly negative reviews. The boarding platforms are too narrow to safely accommodate the large number of passengers getting on and off trains. Additionally, recent signal issues have made the service even more unreliable.
Night train service suspended out of Penn about 2 hours ago. Amtrak says it was having some signal problems. LIRR service has been restored, but there are still delays of up to about 90 minutes for Amtrak and NJ Transit.
The first solution that comes to mind for New York Penn Station is its renovation, aiming to provide clearer infrastructure and improved services. As for the North River tunnels, you might think, why not just fix the repairs and be done with it? However, the situation is far more complex than it seems, almost like a mystery. Solving one problem often creates another. Imagine shutting down the busiest railroad in the country for repairs. The resulting transportation crisis could be worse than you can imagine. Instead of fixing the issue, it might escalate the situation, leading not just to commuter frustration, but also to major economic losses. But don't worry, the solution has already been announced and is being implemented. Before we dive into this exciting plan, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you're new. I cover incredible construction projects, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. The solution to all these problems came in the form of the Gateway program. Given the circumstances, it has been labeled the most urgent infrastructure program in the U.S. This program includes a series of infrastructure projects aimed at enhancing efficiency and capacity along the highly congested Northeast Corridor between New York and Manhattan. It was first announced in 2011, just a year after the cancellation of the ARC project. However, as I mentioned earlier, the urgency for these improvements grew due to the deterioration of the North River tunnels and the impact of Hurricane Sandy. Despite its importance, securing funding from federal agencies and the state government took nearly a decade before the project could officially begin. The federal government formally approved the plan in 2021, and work officially began in 2023. The project is estimated to be completed by 2035. Now, let's take a look at how the progress in different phases of the project has been planned. To maintain the flow of traffic during the renovation, the government plans to construct a new two-track tunnel under the Hudson River. The first phase also includes the rehabilitation of the existing two-track North River Tunnel. As a result, future commuters will benefit from a total of 4 new tracks between New York and New Jersey, ensuring quick, efficient service for generations to come. Now, you might have another question. While new tunnels are being built to handle the traffic, what about the disruptions caused by ongoing work on the existing tunnels? Technically speaking, most of the work will be done underground, so the disruption to daily operations is expected to be minimal. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this point. Please share your comments below. The first phase also includes the construction of a concrete casing on the west side of Manhattan to pave the way for the new Hudson River Tunnel. This is considered a crucial part of the project, as it'll provide the connection between New York Penn Station and the new Hudson Tunnel. The work has already begun, and in January 2023, former President Joe Biden announced a $292 million mega grant to support this milestone.
This is just the beginning of finally constructing a 21st century rail system that's long overdue in this country. This project is critical to transforming the Northeast Corridor, increasing speeds, capacity, reliability, and safety. In addition to getting folks out of cars and onto trains, we're going to help in.
This phase also focuses on the Portal North Bridge, one of the busiest passenger rail corridors connecting New York and New Jersey. There is an urgent need to replace the century-old movable swing-span bridge originally built in 1910. This bridge is no longer reliable or safe enough for future passengers. The movable bridge will be replaced with a fixed bridge, allowing for higher train speeds and improved rail capacity. A critical milestone of the Gateway project includes the replacement of the sawtooth bridges. These century-old bridges will be replaced by 3 new bridges, which will improve rail service by increasing capacity. Now, let's talk about the government's plan to tackle the issues with New York Penn Station. In November 2021, Governor Kathy Hochul revealed a plan to rebuild Penn Station, turning it into a top-tier transportation hub. While there are no plans to add new tracks or platforms, the upgrades will make a big impact. One of the most exciting features of the project is the addition of 18 new entrances, which will bring in much more natural light. The latest phases also include the construction of the Portal South Bridge, along with the Bergen-Secaucus Loop in New Jersey. This will be accompanied by the renovation, expansion, and modification of the Secaucus Junction Station. Additionally, the plan includes the construction of a rail yard and operational support facilities in New Jersey, providing an advanced 4-track railroad from Newark Penn Station to New York Penn Station. This mega project is truly set to revolutionize the future of New York, with the potential to create 95,000 jobs during construction. The government's plan to renovate the existing structures while managing traffic by first establishing new tunnels is a smart and innovative approach. What do you think about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.